And even one victor can think about how to grow his belly, not how to grow his army to stop Russian tanks from returning to the streets of Budapest.
Hungary's Prime Minister Viktor Orbán has accused Ukraine and President Volodymyr Zelensky of what he described as brutal open interference in Hungary's upcoming election. Speaking at a joint press conference in Budapest with US Secretary of State Marco Rubio, Orbán claimed Kyiv is actively participating in Hungary's domestic political campaign over Ukraine's European Union accession.
The Ukrainians, obviously, and their president have gotten involved in the Hungarian election campaign. After all, it is not very common to interfere so openly and brutally in another country's election campaign. There are only two options. One is the one you know well. This is the option of the Hungarian people, who clearly stated in a vote, the Vox 2025, that they do not accept Ukraine's entry to the European Union, because we are convinced that this would drag us into war and ruin our economy. And you can also know that we are not giving money to Brussels to then send it to Ukraine. The other option is that they want a government that takes part in bearing Ukraine's financial burdens, meaning it sends money to Ukraine. This is the situation. And for the Ukrainians, it matters how this election turns out. Therefore, they have decided to participate in this campaign. So we must acknowledge that the Ukrainian president and Ukraine will actively participate in this election, and we need to win against them as well.
As of now, Hungary's Prime Minister, Viktor Orbán, has publicly responded to President Volodymyr Zelensky on social media, rejecting Kyiv's push for European Union membership and framing the dispute as a matter of Hungary's national interest.
Dear Volodymyr Zelensky, thank you for yet another campaign speech in support of Ukraine's accession to the European Union. It will greatly help Hungarians see the situation more clearly. There is, however, something you misunderstand. This debate is not about me, and it is not about you. It is about the future of Hungary, Ukraine, and Europe. This is precisely why you cannot become a member of the European Union.
Even one victor prioritizes comfort over courage. Zelensky lashes out at leaders ignoring Europe's front line. While Russian tanks threaten Budapest, some leaders grow their belly, not their armies. Kyiv demands action, not apathy. The stakes are clear. Europe cannot rely on inertia.
And even one victor can think about how to grow his belly, not how to grow his army to stop Russian tanks from returning to the streets of Budapest.
Behind Ukraine's people stand independent Poland and the free Baltic states. Solidarity matters. Defense is not optional. Zelensky warns that without unified, decisive action, Russia's aggression will continue unchecked. Allies cannot watch from the sidelines. The continent's security hangs in the balance.
Look at the price. Look at the pain Ukraine has gone through. Look at the suffering Ukraine has faced. It's Ukrainians who are holding the European front. Behind our people stand an independent Poland and the free Baltic states. There can be a sovereign Moldova and a Romania without dictatorship. And even one victor can think about how to grow his belly, not how to grow his army to stop Russian tanks from returning to the streets of Budapest.
Putin may see himself as a czar, but Zelensky calls him what he is, a slave to war. Decades of power cannot alter the path of destruction he pursues. If left unchecked, conflict will return or expand. Europe's future demands real, binding security guarantee.
He may see himself as a Tsar, but in reality he is a slave to war. And if he lives another 10 years, we can understand it can be, war can return or expand. That is why we say there must be real security guarantees for Ukraine and for Europe.
Kyiv's frustration is palpable. 4 years of full-scale war have exposed gaps in preparedness, delays in weapons, and slow decision-making from allies. Zelensky's message is blunt. Inaction is not neutral. It emboldens aggression and risks more destruction. The Ukrainian president is clear. Europe must act decisively. Defense is collective. Support is tangible. Missiles, training, and real guarantees are not luxuries. They are survival. Ukraine stands as the shield. Allies must stand as the sword.
First, stop the war. War is bad for the business. Look for the peace. Second, don't send your money to somebody else if you need it for your competitiveness. So don't send the money to Ukraine. Third one, reduce and cut back as much as you can the energy price. That's so simple.
The warning resonates beyond borders. Zelensky's words are a call to responsibility, urgency, and unity. The lesson is simple. No European security without Ukraine. No deterrence without resolve. No peace without concrete guarantees. The clock is ticking.